Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've seen a shocking article online today, and this all about 3 major supermarkets selling antibiotic dosed chicken that has been linked to the E. coli outbreak a couple of years back. It is basically disgusting. But anyway, so 3 supermarkets, guys. We have Asda, we have Lidl, and we have Iceland. That sell basically like frozen and fresh, like pre-processed chicken, like chicken nuggets, breaded chicken things like that. Basically found out to be importing meat from Poland from the producer who actually injects chicken with antibiotics that are currently used to cure people, and literally the antibiotics that are crucial. So there's 2 types of antibiotics being used in injecting into the chickens, and one of them apparently is the same antibiotic is used as last resort antibiotics in humans in this country and many others, and this is absolutely sickening. I've read, right, that all the supermarkets go through and tell you that apparently yes, our processes are really strict, so we know our supply chain, this and that, and they know it so well that they still apparently import the chicken from them. Apparently there's the EU legislation, right, that it's no longer acceptable for companies in the EU to inject chicken with antibiotics as precautionary measure. So basically what that means, you are only allowed to treat poor chickens. They actually have some sort of disease or illness, infection, blah blah blah, so they're not allowed just inject the chickens with it. However, they actually found and they admitted that they have been using the antibiotics in chickens as a precautionary measure. That companies, I'm not going to name the company, but they've been basically accused, and they have had an issue with E. coli outbreak in the chickens, and yet they are still producing the chickens, and our companies and the country is still importing the chickens from this company, and then still claiming that it's absolutely safe, and they go through their chain supply and it's all unsafe to eat. The major thing they tell you there as well, guys, just make sure you cook your chicken correctly, make sure it's piping hot before consuming. Are you having a laugh, right? This is my favorite phrase now for the supermarkets and the government. Are you literally having a laugh? How could you still allow an import of something that is so morally and badly wrong? They said, right, that currently a lot of people die because of many diseases that people are unable to treat because people are getting used to antibiotics. So if you're not aware of what's currently happening, guys, if you have an infection, obviously you get treated with antibiotics. If you have been consuming antibiotics, the same antibiotics in the chicken, say for a good few years of your life, your body will be resilient to the antibiotics. So that means if you do, God forbid, get some sort of a infection, your body will not react and respond to the antibiotic treatment. And apparently, like they said, in a couple of years, by 2028, if that continues, the death rate of people dying because we are immune to antibiotics will be at par with the cancer death rates. Could you imagine that? Just think, like, globally, people die of cancer every day. Hundreds of thousands of people die a year. And then we're going to add on the antibiotic resilience to humans. And just imagine, just think of that for a second. So I think it's absolutely disgusting. It's immoral, but I just do not understand. The legislation is there in EU to stop that, yet company is still doing this, admitting doing this, and they're still in business. It's not legal in this country to do this, yet government knows this, these supermarkets know it, and we're still importing this. And the last resort, I don't understand, why are they still selling it here? If it's not allowed, you take this off the shelves. But no, the product's there, it doesn't say that they've been removed off sale, they're there, and the guideline just say, just make sure you read the label and cook your chicken. So this is, to me, this is absolutely absurd. I did do a little video, guys, a little while back about having injections in chicken, because apparently there's a company in the US, they are injecting chickens, right? And this is the same company that is responsible for a current other very highly known vaccine. Basically, our meat gets injected with a lot of stuff. And I know, guys, I know many of you say that many farmers have used the antibiotics as precautionary measure. this is apparently how it is and it's been like this for years, that's fine, right? It's been like this for years, that's absolutely great. But it is now illegal to do so, and yet people are still doing it. So I generally don't eat the processed chicken, like chicken nuggets and things like this, even for my kid. I make it myself. It is that much safer. I know, of course, I understand potentially we still have an issue if we buy the fresh chicken, and then obviously God knows really what's happening. However, I will try and trust the fact, if you know what I mean. If I do buy the chicken and it is chicken from the UK, do not buy the chicken that has been imported, because it's happened in many other parts in the food chain where things being imported, like with the honey, because different countries have different rules and legislations. When it comes to this country, so long as it's labelled and is acceptedly labelled, then it kind of becomes okay. So under no circumstances I will trust an imported chicken anymore, not that I did anyway. So the advice to you guys, first of all, I will put the link down below of all the products that are affected by the potential E. coli and obviously the antibiotics. I will do the recipe for you guys to how to make your own sort of chicken nuggets if you want to do this for your children, because it is obviously that much better. At least you know where it's coming from. And just to make sure when you do buy your meat, make sure it is from UK. And I do appreciate, guys, with the cost of living and everything, okay, it's very hard to suddenly make this choices of changing potentially your buying habits. It's like organic chicken breasts, and I kid you not, they are about £8 for 2 chicken breasts, okay? And they're still full of water, Yes, they claim to be organic, however, I know where anybody can afford, but somebody can afford £8 for 2 chicken breasts. I certainly can't, and not intending to do so. However, I'll just always make sure that obviously the products that you buy, guys, are from the UK, especially chicken. And I do hope that somehow the government and the supermarkets actually come to sense and stop selling them. If you've been told that this is like really bad, right, and it's going to cause a massive issue in 5 years' time, by 2028, which is already causing an issue, many people dying because we're not responding to antibiotic treatments anymore, then this is really, really bad, right? And I do hope that government comes to senses and actually, I don't know, not say like sue the companies, but for goodness sake, come on people, just like, it's black and white. It's really bad for you, but it's okay. We just it's all right. We just do it. It's okay. We'll close our eyes on it. It's just absolutely out of order. Anyway, so yeah, this is my whinge over, guys. Just make sure you know where your meats come from. If you can buy from like a local butcher's, even better. We used to have a little butcher nearby. It's absolutely great, but unfortunately he wasn't making enough money because we live in a small village, so he moved away to slightly different location, so it's not quite easy for us to get to. However, where possible, I will buy the meat from the butcher just to avoid this kind of things. It's in general, guys, anything that's pre-processed anyway, I would stay away, because you just don't know what's in there. They say, in the sausages or whatever else, and you'll say, it's 20% meat, but that meat will be something like that scraped off the floor. So just be always careful. I know pre-processed food could be cheap and convenient for people, however, because we just don't know what goes in there, and it just do stay away and try to cook fresh anyway. So anyway, as I said, guys, I'm gonna stop talking. I put the products down below. Please just avoid buying them. I think if you obviously worried about it, I certainly would. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking, guys, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.